What's up, it's Tyler Wibstad, and today I'm wearing a Gray Stitch Goods t-shirt, which means I am reacting to another video. Now this video is from Shane Dawson. This is the final part to the series. So excited to see this. I've been hesitating because it is an hour and 45 minutes long, so most likely this will be cut up into 2 parts, since I don't think that I will be able to even upload a almost 2-hour video. So tweet me things at Tyler Wibstad. I'm usually bored. Follow me on Instagram at Tyler Wibstad, and don't forget to join the family by subscribing down below. I just hit my finger on my knee and bent it. That hurt. So without any further ado, let's dive right in.
Alright, where do I start? So, I was in 4th grade and my dad gave Logan and I a camera. Start making videos on it, thinking nothing of it, you know, just having fun. Doing it because that's what I love to do, is just be silly and make people laugh. High school came around, started wrestling. It was pretty much all I did. It was wrestle, train, wrestle, blah, blah, blah. And you know, I don't really like school that much. So we started making videos for YouTube. Basically, I realized that like this is what I truly loved, you know? Wrestling was great, but I didn't actually love it, but this is what I really, really love. So that's why I moved to Los Angeles, and that's why I'm here now. And I dropped out of high school, finished my high school online. I have my diploma. Moved to Los Angeles with my brother, who's in that room right there. I left all my friends in Ohio. I left everything. Brought my clothes in a suitcase. Said goodbye to my mom. She was crying as I left for the airport. Flew to Los Angeles. Started pursuing the dream of being on television, being on movies. Can't thank you guys enough, because honestly, I'm living a dream. Honestly, I hate to be like so emotional because I'm not normally like this, but I'm living a dream thanks to you guys, and I'm lucky enough. I got so lucky. Whoever the first one to revine it was, whoever the first one to like it, I want to thank you. And hopefully you're still watching today. Hopefully I didn't scare you off, but yeah.
Y'all can't handle this. Y'all don't know what's about to happen, baby.
The finale.
Los Angeles, Cali boy. But I'm from Ohio, though, white boy. It's every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow.
Shane's house.
Okay. Oh!
What's going on?
So, Jake Paul and Eric Costello are here.
What?
I see their car.
What car are they driving?
Pretty...
I see someone. Oh my god, it's Erica Costello.
Erica Costello. I'm Erica Costello. I left it myself. Never concerned with the gossip.
I literally made a list of everything I need to talk to him about, which is long.
Of course.
Oh my god. I can't believe it's over. This is it. This is... I need... Huh. Welcome to the Team 30 house.
Team 30 house.
Hi, Jake. Jake. Nice to meet you. We got Starbucks, yeah. I got my cake.
I want a whole cake after this is over. I'm like nervous.
I don't know about the food.
This is the real Jake Paul right here.
The comfort food.
Yeah, but I feel, honestly,
Comfort food,
this morning,
yeah.
and I'll talk more about it, but like, I had a full mental breakdown. Jake Paul and his family and his friends and everybody around him and everything. I can't do this anymore. What is this? What the fuck? But
Oh my god, I have a bow tie.
Well, I had 3 of them. They're all lying to each other and lying to themselves. Wait, fucking Jake is bad, he did this. Oh, Erica's like, oh wait, she's bad, she did this. FaZe is like, oh, he did that. It's just all ba.
3. Yeah. You had 3 mental breakdowns. This morning?
Yes. Ah, sorry. Ah, my God.
Why?
Because of him?
There's 3 Pauls. 3 of them. There's Jake. There's Logan. There's Daddy. And now I'm in the middle of that. Because I think I realized what all of this is about and like what we actually should talk about. We're gonna talk about everything, but I just had a moment. They all love drama, they all love controversy, they love it. That is not for me. I don't watch videos like that. I watch mukbangs, and like for me, a mukbang is like so much more drama free.
You look crazy.
I feel crazy. I'll explain later, but I'm excited. I'm fucking ready. I'm fucking Starbucks
like
up.
this.
I'm fucking ready to
I'm
go.
Starbucks up.
Same.
And like, we're gonna kill
Let's
it.
fucking do this.
Let's fucking do this!
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm still terrified.
Let's flip and do that thing. Is this good where we're sitting?
So I think what we're gonna do, it'll just be me and you for like the majority, like the big moment of like going through everything.
Yeah.
So I guess what we should do is...
Why are we here?
Oh, it's me, Erica Costello.
I'm Erica Costello.
Hey guys. Costellers.
You guys are Costellers? Oh my gosh.
This is amazing. Well, I'll go hang out with them. I'm good.
Okay, perfect. You guys can go get froyo or like do something fun.
I've had ice cream twice today.
Perfect.
Really?
I'm a savage, you can't catch me, no.
But
Yeah, we're kind of just splurging, you know?
kind of just living. Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
Well,
Officially,
like 4 months, like super official, but before that it was like...
it was a while. We've been together a while. Like a year. Like
That's
close
what I'd
to a
say.
year.
I feel like you guys have been together for a long time. Just like...
We just never like wanted to.
Make it like Facebook official.
Yeah.
And like this was like during the
Facebook
time that
official.
like all of like the shit and like drama was going on, so like I just didn't know who to trust ever.
Yeah.
And so like...
Insane.
Which was just sad, but yeah.
You said to me, I don't think we filmed this part, but you said for like the first year, I think, that you were like, the idea of dating was not in your head.
No, like I the first like 2 years that we were working and living together, I had like a serious boyfriend. Hey.
Did you miss me?
Yeah.
I missed you too.
And I like couldn't. I love you now, but like I couldn't like stand him because I was working for him. You know what I mean? Like it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
great.
When, no, like
Yeah, I didn't like you either.
no, you know what I mean? Like
That actually built a strong foundation, though.
it did.
Well, it's weird because like I never like thought of her in that way.
Never.
And then like one day like...
We spent so much time together too, like for like 2 years, like every single day for like 12
But one day
months.
like we woke up and like I was like, damn, she's hot.
And then
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
I thought of a question.
Do you think your butt lifts work that you get all the time?
My what? Oh, the butt stuff? Yeah.
I got my butt lifted.
You have like one of the cutest butts I have ever worked on. Oh
Thank you. From Beauty Lounge? It actually does.
What? Okay. I'm gonna go diarrhea. I'll be back. Jake, you chill. Do you need water? More coffee.
Maybe water, yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot. Do you want one?
Double it.
Wait, really?
I'm down.
Should we
Should
all,
everyone take a
all
shot?
get fucked
We should all
up?
take a shot.
This is very difficult. Good morning, America.
Here's the rest of the video. Let's just drink.
Wait, what should we have? Yeah, wait, what do we drink? What do we drink? Damn!
They're actually drinking.
See, Team 10 has nothing on me.
Patron.
Fireball.
Jesus Christ!
Grey Goose.
Wait, are we actually doing this? Am I gonna cut this out? I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I've never drank on camera. I mean, I've never drank before.
Ever.
Because my audience would be like, I don't know actually. I just want to put it on my channel. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I think people like it.
People don't.
But I don't think they do.
I think they do.
They do. That's something that's not gonna, I don't want to do like.
He just takes shots like straight up.
Yeah, I'm just vodka, yeah.
Wait, who else is doing this?
Everyone.
Me.
Is this like a solidarity thing?
Yeah, no, we have to. We have to.
Everyone's gotta do it.
Yeah.
I'm really shaking from that coffee, so this will be good.
Okay. 2, honesty, not holding anything back, putting everything out there, and just saying,
Jake.
fuck it,
Honesty.
let's do this.
Cheers. Yeah, that never gets easier.
Let's talk scandals.
Here we go.
Okay.
That's so funny.
So,
My phone keeps going off.
do you want to come sit?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Here?
now she's talking. Oh, not just Erica, but also Jake. Okay.
Dun dun.
So, here's kind of what I learned. Yesterday showed me a lot. It showed me you as a real person, it showed me your guys' relationship, but after doing all the research and hearing all the different sides of the story, hearing your guys' sides and everybody's sides, what I realized was, I think the idea of choosing sides and being like, oh, you're the bad guy, oh, she's the bad guy, she's the bad guy, oh, Alyssa's the bad one, oh, FaZe is the bad one, or oh, Jake's the bad one. I think it all, at the end of the day, like, doesn't even matter, because when you look at it, everybody is kind of on the same level on all sides. It's like, yes, you know, Alyssa cheated on you and all of that stuff that we'll talk about. What brother would fuck their brother's ex? That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Is that something I shouldn't bring up? Like, what was his reaction to that?
Oh,
Not good.
no,
Not good.
no. I don't know if that is something you should bring up.
But then you could also say, well, but Jake probably did this. Jake probably did that. So it like balances each other out.
I'm so annoying. Wanna take 2.
It's like, yes, this person might have lied about this situation, whatever.
Because Jake, you're abusive. And you physically abused Alyssa?
But then on the other side of it, it's like,
He's not like a physical abuser, like he's not an abuser.
Erica has things too.
She knows everything that I went through. And like, she's just super hypocritical.
Everybody says that this happened,
Like 100% proven that FaZe Banks was innocent. And he never removed the video.
I feel like it's just everybody has made their career based on drama, controversy, beef, views.
Look, I'm excited for the rest of this series. I literally have no idea what it's about or where it's going.
And you've been very honest about that. Like, yeah, I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be on Twitter news. I wanted to do all these things, and it worked.
Basically, anything I do now gets picked up in the press. All press is good press. Right.
But the side effect of that is, it kind of puts everybody in the same place of like, a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I mean?
No, it is, yeah.
And I had this weird feeling of like, wait, but I like him, and wait, I really like Erica, and like, I feel like I could be friends with her, but what does that mean? Am I dumb? Am I, you know, are people gonna be mad at me for that? But it's like, no, because I liked FaZe too when I met him. I thought he was cool. I think everybody has their shit that they've done. It's not about making this person look bad or this person look good. It's like, this is your chance to just be like, all right, here's my side of it, here's my opinion, here's my story, what I think happened, what I think about these things. Nobody can hate on you for just being honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like nobody can hate on that.
As much as I love Jake, we don't talk like normal brothers do, I think, as much as we should. Our family's a bit cuckoo, if you couldn't tell.
This is what it is from my perspective.
For me, like, that, I feel like that's why I kind of like never talked about a lot of the controversies, was because I told you yesterday, I was like, I just feel like it would just be like me ranting and like trying to defend myself, and it wouldn't seem like real or authentic, you know what I mean? And like people, even if I was telling the truth, like I don't know, I just didn't feel right about like trying to like respond or like have my side of the story out there.
Off camera, we were talking about some things, and you were like, well, if I talk about this thing, then people are going to say I'm lying, or they're going to bring up other things I've done.
Exactly.
Or they're gonna add on to it. So it's like, why even talk about it? What I want to do with this is be like, all right, fuck all that. I want to go through everything, but that's kind of the tone I want to set. And also, can I be super honest?
Yeah.
Okay, I woke up with the text from Erica, which was like, Erica, hi! So I've been thinking about the part where we talked about blank. And even though it's all very true and honest, I don't think it's my place to tell the whole world about it. If Jake wants to talk about it tonight, then you can use that footage. I totally get where she's coming from, and I'm like, yeah, no, we'll figure it out.
Because I want it to come from him.
So I think there's a lot of fear from a lot of people, right? Like, oh, I don't know if we should talk about certain things, or I don't know, and I'm afraid of blackmail and this and that, and she recorded this.
And I still have these voice memos, like, to this day.
He has this.
I had to watch the security footage through FaceTime.
And there's like so much of that.
Like, that's the worst thing you could ever do.
Literally. To where I realized, like, oh, everything has kind of been done for views and for fame and for crazy motives and beef and drama. It's like everybody's kind of on the same page, to where it's like everybody looks bad, which in turn makes everybody look good, because everybody's on the same page.
And it's like, so if someone wants to come out later and be like, oh, she lied about this, it's like, dude, I have proof.
When I got the text of proof,
I have screenshots for days.
all the recordings too.
I'm good.
Don't make me tell them the truth.
It sounded really evil, and I didn't want.
It's something that everybody in Teen Time says.
No, like, it's just. Oh my god.
Well, you're gonna be fine. I was even looking at the assault thing, and we'll talk about that later, but I was looking at that and I was like, you know what, even that, it's like the fact that that was a video, that was the title, that the video's still up right now, the fact that Erica, you were on the news talking about it, it was very much, and I'm sure there's reasons for it, but it was very much like capitalizing on something that isn't good, assault.
Right.
It was very much like, oh, we're Twitter moments, people are talking about it, it's a thing, it's a thing, it's a thing.
Thank you for putting yourself out there for my vlog, and so I can get the views and subscribers.
Yeah, I need subscribers too.
Right, and the video's never been taken down. I mean, I didn't really lose much from it. I blew the fuck up from it, to be honest.
So I think going into this with that mindset of like, we're all on the fucking same page.
Sorry, you had to get dragged into this kid's life and all this YouTube drama and craziness that goes down. Welcome to the vlog log.
There is a lot, and there's a lot of controversies and a lot of drama. But I think the main thing people want is for Jake to actually talk about shit as a person. Not as a video, not as, you know, anything PR-ish, like just as a fucking person, and just be like, this is what happened. It is what it is. This is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I think you have somebody right now that has your back, and who also calls you out on your shit, and who also actually cares about you as a person. Not that's Jake Paul. So, that's also why I wanted you here. Having somebody you can trust.
Yeah, because she's there for support. He feels he's not by himself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I just want my truth to be out there. And yeah, you're right. It's like what Nick said. It is super complicated, and there's like so much, so much. You know, like it is. A lot of the situations like are super complicated.
Yeah, literally, some of the answers to these questions can literally be like.
He looks guarded right now, but maybe once they kind of open up, he'll be kind of more open.
You know, like if that's one of your answers, fucking own it, because that's real and honest. And if one of them is like super complicated, but it all boils down to the fact that like you wanted money or power, or you wanted to fuck somebody over, just fucking own it, because those people on the other side would do the same shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody's at that point. I think you've changed, even though I just met you. I can tell. I just feel that. But Jake, a year ago, like that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
Way different.
Much different.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do it.
All right.
Keep Jake up.
I'm leaving you.
Bye.
Good luck. Uh-oh.
Also, she's not going to be there for like moral support.
I have a list. I made a full
list. It's like 3 pages.
Of everything, right? So we're just going to go through it. Cool. So here we go. The first thing that's very much a thing is the Martinez twins. They came out, they made a video saying you bullied them, you used clips of the videos, you were destroying their room, you were, you know, chaining them to things.
It's crazy because like the Martinez twins and all of us were like best friends. I don't know, like I think their new manager like flipped the switch inside their head to like turn them against us, but like for them to say that I bullied them, like first of all, those pranks on them are like fake. Yeah. Like my vlogs are like, it's like lightly scripted, and so when all those pranks, I like tell them I'm gonna do it, and then like they're like okay, and then I do it.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Martinez. Oh, he's so
for people to say like I was bullying them, or for them to say that, it's like we both would film videos all the time, like tell each other that we were gonna like prank each other before we even did it.
You would let us know like the night before. I'd be like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna like pretend to wake you up tomorrow with like the leaf blower.
Wake up! What? This is Spain. Spain, man. My shoes. What are you doing? No, this is Spain. Bro!
I think they just wanted to like capitalize on leaving Team 10 as much as possible to gain like momentum that way.
Oh,
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I was excited, right?
It's everything okay.
Okay, ready?
Do you think anything happened with you guys where you went too far with either saying something to them or doing something to them or something where it was like they felt
but like
okay
lightly
about
scripted,
kind
so
of
like
leaving and fucking you over?
I wish the Martinez twins were here.
Oh my god, bro.
They'd be like, what the heck is this Americans doing? They would
have
have been like, I want to play soccer.
Yeah.
I think that I think sometimes there was a language barrier when we would like be joking around, like off camera. A lot, like sometimes I would see them like get mad at me, but I would always try to fix it and like.
You know what it is? No. It's a post-it. Yeah, post-it note. I'm actually proud of you. That's good. I like to make fun of you, but you guys are actually good.
Again, I don't know why everything got so malicious with that. Like, I don't know. I feel like we could still be friends till this day.
That's for you, man.
Oh, no! Come on, baby. Oh! Wait, are you gay? Balls.
They did say that you were saying some like crazy offensive comments.
He was saying to us all the time because it was funny for them.
But even if you were, I think it's one of those things where it's like that, and it sounds fucked up, but that's not surprising to me because you get.
Do you want to take a second? There's like a thing flashing in the back, so do you want to take a second? I just gotta move that.
Yeah. So, we just took a little break, changed lighting and stuff, but also we were talking off camera. This is another one of those instances where it's like nervous to talk about this stuff on camera because it looks like we're putting blame on things. So I'm just gonna say my thought and you can respond. For me, when I was a kid and I grew up in a household where there was no line. I mean, it was aggressive. The jokes were crazy. It was offensive. And I'm not saying it's good. I wouldn't raise my kids that way, especially now. But that's where I came from, right? So when I started YouTube, and I started saying jokes, and I started saying things with my friends and stuff, I didn't know it was too far. I didn't know where the line was. And I quickly realized, and it kind of fucked my life up, basically. I'm assuming...
Yeah, like, our friend group is very much like... kind of that same way, like the way we were raised, like it was.
Hello, who want chicken fried rice? We got chicken fried rice.
Crazy, like there was like no line, like very like high school locker room type like vibes. Like you can say anything, people are saying the most messed up things, and that's like how I was raised. And like I think the Martinez.
Alright, my camera just died, but they're just talking about the racial slurs or racial things that were said while the Martinez twins were in the Team 10 group, and kind of why Jake felt like it was a bad situation because of how he was raised and how he was around that type of a like kind of a toxic attitude towards other races. Not that they were totally racist, they made jokes and said things to each other that probably weren't, that definitely weren't, but they weren't very like, they weren't good for everyone to hear, or they was just not, that's not good things to say. And he's talking about how like, kind of how that can be what he did is kind of a factor of how he was raised.
Twins, like I said, came into that environment where it was like me, my best friend Anthony, my best friend Chance. Anything was a joke to us. We talk about each other's moms, we talk about sisters, like we diss each other, like.
No, boys, and girls. Oh yeah. Guess what? Hey.
And anything that people said about me or like my family, like it was all just jokes, and like that was best friends, like that was like our comedy. And so I think like when we would say jokes to like the Martinez twins,
say Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah, we got it. You got it.
I think at the time they thought it was funny, but then maybe looking back on it, they were like, oh, they were like being racist or like.
Can you give me a specific example of what went down with that?
Literally, we would greet each other, like the Martinez twins would walk into the house, like, and if we were all sitting there, they'd be like, what's up, crackers? And like, they'd like call us like stupid, like white people, and like they call us like stupid Americans. We'd be like, but what up, beaners? Like, we would just like give it back, like bros being bros. And when they left, I think they like used that against us.
Beaner. Like, how he's joking about that. Like, he cannot joke about that.
To be like, oh yeah, they called us like this and that. When like that was the culture in that house.
America, you know what? America.
And they did it to us too. Like everyone would just like joke around.
America.
All right. I don't know what to say.
Do you think that experience made you change a little bit? Because I didn't notice any of that. Granted, I was there was a camera, whatever. But did that experience be like, oh, there is this line?
100%. Like those words wouldn't even like come out of my mouth, because till this day, like I'd be scared like someone just even saying that I said something bad. You have to find out where that line is. And like I said, like growing up, my parents, or mainly my dad, like there was no line with jokes or anything. And I definitely learned from that situation, like not everyone's gonna joke around the same way. And even if they are joking around, they might not actually be okay with like that environment. Yeah.
I know it's hard because you don't want to blame family, you don't want to blame whatever, but also the truth of it is like everything you are, all of it, is really rooted in how you were raised in your childhood. Like, it's so obvious to me, some of these things. Like, you had no control when you were a kid. It's like you're going house to house to house to house, back to mom, back to dad, back to mom, back to dad. Your dad doesn't really have a line. He's like offensive and whatever. It's like,
am I sexy? So sexy.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Is that sexy?
That's so sexy.
Is that sexy?
So sexy.
So sexy.
it does all kind of make sense when you look at it that way.
Hey, will you take a picture with me?
Sure. I'm not kissing you.
So yeah.
That was uncomfortable to watch.
Because I didn't want to cross the line and bring your family into it, but I kind of have to.
No, yeah,
Makes
like
sense.
Yeah.
With a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, like, is there anything else you want to say about them before we move on? I mean, and by the way, it's okay to be mad at them, right? I'm not telling you to sit here and be like,
that's what I mean. Like, I am mad at them.
Honest.
Like,
yeah.
I literally took them from, like, I went and visited them in their hometown in Spain, and I got there and like got to their house. They couldn't even speak English at the time.
No se tienen que enterar de nada.
And I was staying at their apartment just so I could meet them and potentially sign them to Team 10. Their mom barely had any money. Like, it was like a bad area. And like, I took them out of there. Like, I saw potential in them, brought them to the United States, literally taught them like how to speak English.
There is a station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how like normally you'd say there is castle? There is a castle. Yeah. Bro, it's I'm actually like,
thanks, man. I'm the best.
Gave them a place to stay, and then like they go and say that I bullied them, like, and was racist, like, when I was like the first person that they would ever even like feel comfortable to speak English with. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't do that. Nah, man. We love you. You're my big brother, man.
These are the fake ones.
That's why I'm mad about it, because
That's real.
Was that a tear?
Oh, baby. Bro. I love you, man. Bro, it looks good in my hand.
to me on my end, it's like I loved them as like little brothers, and like it was more than just like me helping them get followers. Yeah, I think that's why it pissed me off, because like one day then all of a sudden they're like, forget all of that and try to bash my name. Well, successfully bash my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Jake. I'm so sorry because of this.
Okay. So another reason that everybody, actually, you know what? Something I haven't actually asked you. Why do you think people hate you? Or
public perception.
I think there's a lot of reasons. A lot of my fans like skew younger. So I think like the older generation watches my videos, they don't like my videos, they think like they're just like garbage and like cringy and all that stuff.
She's gonna break the world record for most dabs in a minute.
Let's go.
Two, like I have gotten into a lot of shit that would make people be like, this kid's a jackass. Like standing on top of the news van, like at the time I watched the video back and like I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I still think it is, like, because that's like my personality, but like watching that from like an outside perspective, what are those? And like detaching myself from it, like I look like a fucking douchebag.
I guess he didn't like my shoes, but I don't think they're so bad.
Like look, like that was terrible. But
right, in the moment,
I think the people that like know me, and like the fans were like that was hilarious. I think I come off like with like a cocky vibe as well. And like nobody likes anyone who's cocky. With the It's Everyday Bro song, I'm literally like just bragging and like talking shit the whole entire time. For people who didn't know me, and that was like their first impression of me, they're like, wow, this kid sucks at rapping and he's just bragging about dumb shit. Yeah.
Just drop some new merch and it's selling like a god church.
As like the list of controversies piles up and there just began to become this like bandwagon of like, fuck Jake Paul. And once that momentum like goes, it's hard to do anything to reverse that. And like every little thing that you do from then on out just amplifies what everyone thought anyways.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have done like shit that's not okay. So like, it makes sense on why people don't like me.
What I'm curious about is there's things you've done that you know were bad or aren't okay. But I think you might have a hard time seeing it from the other perspective. For example, looking at it from the neighbor's perspectives, like that's a fucking nightmare, right? Looking at it from my perspective, if I lived next door to that, I would like I would not fuck with you. I would be like, this sucks, fuck this guy, this, imagine like all these people on the street all the time, news, all this shit. So I was seeing that side of it. But I don't know if even to this day you really like see that side.
Yeah, because that living next to that.
No, I get it. The neighbor situation, again, like it just spiraled out of control. Everyone was just stuck. Everyone was just like stuck. I was stuck with them being my neighbors. The neighbors couldn't go anywhere because that was their houses, and like there was fans outside all the time. I was stuck in that house. I was trapped inside, but I had to keep on like making videos on a day-to-day basis, and it just was a situation that like kept on getting worse and worse. I think where everyone needed to do better was like just having like all the neighbors like communicate. No one ever communicated to me their problems. It was always like, oh, let me go talk to the news station, or let me go talk to like the paparazzi. But no, the neighbors never said, Jake, like, can you not do this? Can you not do that? And honestly, like a lot of the blame was like on me, but I didn't tell fans to come to my house, which everyone thinks I did.
But he went to his neighbor's house and talked to him and like videotaped him without his permission.
No. So I don't think it's ever been talked about. One of the employees was trying to get Team 10 set up on some Google account. He put an address in and it was the actual address of the house, not like the accountant's office or anything like that. He didn't know. It was an unfortunate situation. Then when you type in Team 10, the house address came up.
Oh. For what reason? I don't know. Like they just started showing up and it became like a thing for people to come to our house.
I told you guys not to come to my house. Apparently you guys don't listen when I say not to come to my house. Now everyone's gonna show up. Great.
The rumor was you guys purposely leaked the address, and the truth is one of the employees fucked up and like it was too late, and that sucks.
Yeah.
But the whole world thinks that we wanted to make a spectacle of ourselves, or Jake wanted to make a spectacle of himself. Yeah. And it wasn't the case at all. It was awful.
And I tried talking to there was like one neighbor who was like mainly pissed, and I talked to him like in person. I was like, yo, like, how can I make this situation better? We tell fans not to come. We have our own security 24/7 to kick fans away from our house. I can't even walk out of my house without paparazzi. Like, I hated it too. Like, I felt like a prisoner in my own house.
You see what's so crazy that we have to deal with people assaulting us? Like, why?
Sorry about that.
What have we done to anybody? Like, we're just trying to make videos that make people laugh.
Really the only solution was for us to leave, which we tried to do as fast as
Whoa,
possible.
yeah.
And when we did leave, that solved it, you know, so. But I get why the neighbors hated me, like, I really do. Obviously, like, the
pool
fire
fire, yeah,
thing,
that was crazy.
we didn't know it was gonna turn into, like, that big of a fucking thing. We thought it was just gonna, like, light a little thing on fire. And obviously, like, it uproared, and, like, there's no excuse for it. We were just being dumbasses and making money from it. It was at the height. Like, no YouTuber had ever, like, blown up that fast. And it's like, I'm not gonna stop. Not gonna stop doing my job because my neighbors are pissed, to be honest. Like,
And did you feel almost like, oh, I'm getting attention. It doesn't matter that people are mad at me. It doesn't matter that I'm fucking up people's days, fucking up the neighbors' lives, because I'm getting all this attention. And then when the neighbors say, like, fuck Jake Paul, you're a very vengeful person. You like revenge. So you're like, fuck that neighbor, I'm gonna do it bigger. Oh, I'm gonna fucking get an air horn. I'm gonna do all this crazy shit. And then it's like, the consequences, you are now hated by a lot of people. You know, you got all the attention, but you also now, a lot of people don't like you. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I, like, loved that specific attention, though.
Well, it's negative attention, so I mean...
With, like, the neighbors.
Well, exactly.
Like, I didn't like beefing with them, you know? Like, we would have to be next to each other. You know, we had to see each other all the time.
I think the other thing is, like, the recklessness, right? For example, this is a personal thing, I've never talked about it, but one of my friends who's pregnant was walking across the parking lot, and you were driving and all your friends were in the car, and I don't think you were even vlogging, but you guys were just being crazy in the parking lot, and you, like, almost hit her. And she called me and she was freaking out, she was pissed, and she works in the internet world, and she was like, that fucking Jake Paul kid literally almost fucking killed me, my baby, I'm so fucking pissed, like, what do I do? Like, I'm so fucking pissed right now. And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where I don't think you would do that stuff now, from what I saw yesterday. But why do you think you were doing stuff like that at that time?
Views, you got caught up in, like, the whole setup.
I think, genuinely, like, we were just having the time of our lives. Like, when I was a kid, like, I would do, like, stupid shit for fun. Oh, like, you go and TP someone's house, go egg someone's house, go ding-dong ditching, get in trouble, mess with people in public. Like, that's what we did for fun. Hi, wait, do you know who SpongeBob is? He's my friend. Will you help me get him out? Please? Yeah, we out here in the streets, we running it. What's up, what's Gucci, how y'all doing today? Faster. I think I carried that into a lot of my videos.
Please report to... Are you a Jake Paul? She is not a Jake Pauler, but...
I was, like, growing like crazy and, like, making a ton of money off of, like, I was just having fun and, like, doing whatever I wanted. And, like, that was, like, the momentum behind, like, my channel was, like, kind of, like, rebellious and, like, no one's ever done this crazy type of shit before, and, like, this is new. And I think that's why I grew so fast, is because people would just be watching and be like, this is out of control, but it's, like, so entertaining, and, like, this kid will do anything. And as I got more views and more money, like without even, like, psychologically, like, in the back of your head, without even thinking about it, like, I wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna go do this and make more money. Like, in the back of your head, you're like, let's just keep on going and, like, creating content. We'll do whatever we want for content. I don't care what the consequences are. I think that's something that I learned, is, like, for every action, there's a consequence. And I know that now, but, like, I don't think I realized that in, like, the height of my, like, vlogging days. I just would act and not really care what the result was.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was dumb.
I mean, I think even just hearing you say that and being like, listen.
Oh, without any of that, I don't think he would have been famous.
Having fun with my friends, getting views, that at the moment meant more to me than, you know, I wasn't fucking thinking about.
Or as big, maybe, yeah.
Myself. You know. Yeah. And from what I saw yesterday, I don't think. I mean, you were literally driving under the speed limit. We weren't even filming it. You were like pretty cautious, you know. So I don't know. Do you feel that way? Like you're kind of done with that?
For sure. No, yeah. Like 1000%. I didn't realize like what I was doing, you know, until after the fact.
Did your parents ever step in and say like when things were getting really crazy or when you were doing things that were like, whoa? Did your parents ever step in and be like, don't do that? Why are you doing that?
I don't think my parents saying anything would have like stopped anything though, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think they might have known that, who knows, but
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's honest. So this is something that's like a lot, but there's a video
manipulating children
from a channel called Nerd City.
He is intensely hated by most other creators now.
You know, you've said a lot that your audience is between 8 and 16. You know that they're young. So here's what people are saying and what the video said. You're constantly promoting your merch, like a lot.
Out of a 13-minute and 50-second video, nearly 7 minutes of that time is devoted to advertising products.
Excessively. You have a merch store in your house. We saw it. It's like merch is very much like always a part of every video, like a lot, like 50% of it or more, right? You even made a song all about merch.
Buy that merch.
You made jokes and said like, hey kids, tell your parents to buy my merch. Tell your parents that I want this merch, whatever.
Go tell your mama she gotta buy it all.
You know, you had kids join Team 10. You had like mini Jake Paul. Like you very much created a world of like something that kids want to watch. You're catering to children.
My little dude here is rocking the merch. Show him, turn him around. That's what I'm talking about. Didn't you have the underwear on too?
Oh! Even tagging your videos like family friendly, but also tagging them like sexy girls, which is a little weird. So people basically think that you're manipulating young people, kids watching, to spend their money on you, to buy your merch.
All right, Ben, we need to sell some merch, you know? You're cute, so they'll buy the merch if you wear it. I'm gonna need you to put this on and go in front of the camera, okay?
So I'm curious, like, what your reaction is when people say that's like crazy.
I honestly think it's fucking stupid that people think that's manipulative. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with it at all. Like, just because my fans are younger, does that mean I'm manipulating them? Like,
merch link in bio. We got some hot new merch.
My merch has come.
I don't think a kid would actually believe that and be like, wow, I'm not cool if I don't have this.
What?
And like, hey mom, like, I need this to be cool. Will you buy this for me? A big part of my content is like to make someone's day. So that's why I'm working every single day, is so that I can inspire you or make your day better.
Maybe ironically promote your merch, but you're still promoting your merch.
And to me, like, that's what the merchandise is about. Like, in a way,
cool
is
by
like
buying my merch.
Being a part of that community and like wearing something that like actually means something and like reminds you of something or reminds you of being positive or reminds you of being happy. And I know like I promote the shit out of my merch like crazy, maybe sometimes too much, but for people to say that I'm like trying to manipulate younger kids is it's like, it's ridiculous.
So you spoke your truth on that, and I think we should respect that. Psychologically, what it looks like to me, and when I watched that video, I agreed with what he was saying.
Younger viewers are unlikely to understand the difference between advertising and entertainment.
But I agreed with it because I'm a 30-year-old guy who, I just get that, right?
There's some legitimate brainwashing going on. It's very predatory on these kids.
You, and I don't mean this as an insult at all, but I don't know if you know what's right or wrong with a lot of things, and I think you are kind of emotionally and in other ways stunted as a kid. And And you show that in a lot of ways with like the crazy things you're doing and like just the house and the Legos and the wall and like always wanting friends around and always wanting like attention and always like doing these crazy things and
yo, we're making snow cones.
Okay. Buying these crazy toys and like buying, you know, it's very much like, once again, I think you're very smart. I'm not saying you're stupid, but I don't think you are this evil genius who like knows how to manipulate kids. So I agree, I don't think you're purposely doing that, but I don't think you know why it is wrong. Like, for example, you made that song about teachers, right? Which pissed off a lot of people.
My teachers never taught me that.
Now in your head, you're still thinking as like a 12-year-old.
I didn't like school. I still don't.
You're still thinking as a kid, and you're still thinking, teachers suck. Fuck teachers, they were mean to me.
Yeah.
I fucking hate teachers, right?
On my last day of school, I said goodbye. Most kids were still talking smack, and a teacher even asked me, "What are you gonna do when social media dies?" on my way out. I just smiled and waved. They didn't understand the vision.
Because that's how I felt when I was 12. But people who might not be a little bit stunted see that as like, why the fuck would you say that about teachers? It's crazy,
makes the
right?
kids not like their teachers.
What's the answer? Why don't you tell us some shit that we're actually going to use in our real lives?
So I think it's one of those things where, for example, you're watching a TV show when you're a kid, right? Say you're watching like SpongeBob. If SpongeBob every 10 seconds was like, buy my merch.
Merch? What? Like, look at all this merch. They can buy, always plug.
Always, right? And was saying things like, teachers are stupid. And would have videos with like, you know, a couple crazy sexual moments or a couple crazy things going on.
Hey, nice butt, Alyssa.
You know, as a parent, you'd be like, I don't want my kids watching that. Or you'd be like, wait, what the fuck? Why is SpongeBob trying to sell my kid shit?
But isn't there like commercials in between SpongeBob?
But
Yeah,
that's
but it's
different. Because SpongeBob has more influence to sell the kid.
The kid trusts and loves and looks up to and wants to be.
Yo, you're Jake Paul or Scream!
So having you tell them to buy things and tell them that teachers suck is gonna affect them. And I don't even think you're doing it on purpose. I don't think you're manipulating on purpose. I just think that's one of the consequences of the internet, is people having a platform and having millions of people watch who might not fucking know that that's not the best thing to do. Because I don't think anybody around you is like, well, you shouldn't do that. So like, why would you stop?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, again, just like people finding a reason to be like, fuck Jake Paul. To me, honestly.
It's not a fuck Jake Paul thing. It's a, would I want my kids watching that thing? It's like, is it right to constantly tell kids to buy things that, and I'm not telling you to change it or telling you to stop promoting your merch or any of that. I'm just telling you where those people are coming from when they say that. Because I'm not a fuck Jake Paul person at all. But I also see, like, yeah, writing a song about fuck teachers is like not cool.
But I didn't do that. I basically made a song like, nothing my teachers taught me in school do I utilize in my day-to-day life. At least from my experience, like, they were like, Jake, you're never gonna become shit. Jake, what are you gonna do in Vine Dies? Like, Jake, like, you have to learn how to speak this in French. But like, why would, like, I don't know, like,
because you and your teacher didn't get along or something. I don't know. Go figure. Anyway, so he called me yesterday. He's the principal at the high school now, and he wondered if maybe you would be interested in speaking at the commencement in June.
I think a lot of kids did relate to that song, and like, I relate to that song, and like, I wish my teachers did teach me.
I feel like they wouldn't hate me. Like, I talk so much shit about them, like in my vlogs.
I know, but you could pull up in your Rolls Royce, get your.
I'm actually so down. And just like, yeah.
You know what? I'm totally kidding you.
Teachers teach subjects, right? English, math, whatever, all those things, which you do use in everyday life. So to say you don't use any of it is like not true.
Right.
So
of course you use it, and you learn people skills and all sorts of stuff.
In all honesty, are things that it's not the teacher's job, it's the parent's job, and
I was gonna make it part 2 called My Parents Never.
And that's the fucking truth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
no.
a teacher shouldn't have to tell you not to blow up your backyard. A teacher shouldn't have to tell you not to promote merch to kids. That's all things that happen at home. And, you know, and that's the truth of that.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's around being like, don't post that.
Yo, I'm getting my dad to crowd surf. No. Yeah. Who wants vlog dad to crowd surf?
We lost him! The only advice I'd give on that is like, I think going forward, you might need to have somebody that you hire or somebody around you to be like, hey, no, that's gonna get twisted, don't post that. Or hey, let's not really shoot that music video, that's a little too far. Because that's what they have on TV, they have standards of practice, they have that kind of stuff. On YouTube, you don't. So that will save you from a lot of shit, because we've seen before on YouTube, like, we wish there would have been somebody around saying, you can't post, if you know what I'm saying. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely useful. I think it's hard. It'd be like, I mean, I'd rather just have like you do it. Like, honestly.
Can you imagine? Jake, send me your video. Let me prove it.
I don't know.
No, that's really funny, but also I
like. Yeah.
You have a lot of power. It's a lot, right? Which means you need responsibility. It's like Spider-Man.
But I don't want to become like so like squeaky clean that it's like not fun anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think you can still be crazy. You can still do crazy things. But I think you don't know what the line is. Here's the thing. I don't think you're manipulating. I don't think you know. I don't think you're trying. But I also...
It's not even about that. It just bothers me that like people would even try to make that connection. Like, I'm trying to manipulate an 8-year-old kid to buy my shit. Like, when I was 12 years old, me and my brother had a YouTube channel and we like made our own merch.
Pretty nice, high quality. So it's up to you if you want to buy a t-shirt like that. It's pretty nice, actually. I'm gonna give those ones to my cousins. So
it's like, I've been doing that shit my whole life. So like, for people trying to say like I'm just doing it to manipulate and trying to make money off of kids, like, shut the fuck up. That's how I feel about it, which like, that's just me being honest.
Yeah, no. And
the teacher thing I get. The teacher thing is like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. But I did, and like, yeah.
Okay, wait, let's cut for a second.
Okay.
Okay, this thing is a big one. And it's something that we talked about a lot when we weren't filming yesterday. And it also, to me, kind of explains a lot. One
I feel
of
like
the first big situations
Shane's talking
that
most of the time and Jake's not.
Not like you. Was Alyssa Violet, your ex-girlfriend, or supposed ex-girlfriend. She said she got kicked out. She was mad. She made a whole long video about it. She showed Snapchats of all her stuff, like in boxes. And I even remember when I saw that, I was like, whoa. I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, what is this? And that was very much like one of the first things I heard about you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to that story. I don't know how much you want to go into, but I think you should. Also, I talked to Keemstar about it, because I know he's friends with her and her boyfriend and stuff, and he said the same thing I did, which is like, it's kind of necessary because it explains a lot.
Yeah.
So wherever you want to start.
It's hard for me to talk about, for many reasons. And like one of them is like I don't want to like start shit again, just because like I'm so like I hate the drama now. Like it's like so overplayed, and like you, I've met with Banks in person, and like we've both said out loud, like if it weren't for this situation, like we would probably be homies. But where do I start?
The next part of the conversation involves some very raw and sensitive subjects. Of respect for Jake, I'm not going to be adding music.
What is your fear about talking about this?
My fear with talking about it is like it's such like a sticky situation, and like if I talk about it, like it's just gonna like bring up all the shit again, and a lot of the reason why I didn't talk about the situation, or like my side of this situation, is like to defend my brother. I think that's why, but
I know the fear of like, oh, if I talk about this, then maybe it'll start another beef and a battle. From what I've heard, they don't want that. I think they're wanting to move on. And I think they probably are going to understand like that this is necessary to talk about. And also, this is something that is kind of public knowledge. It's like there's been news stories about it and stuff. He tweeted something and then deleted it. When I found this out, I was like, whoa. How is Jake not more fucked up? Like, it was crazy, right? And I know that there's 10 sides to every story, but like, just,
well, yeah. So I guess like backtrack, like Alyssa and I always like really liked each other. We were always like dating, but like not really. Like, were we a thing? Yes, we were a thing. One day we're not. One day we were.
That didn't sound like it was from.
It was a very
Alyssa.
like
She
rocky,
said that they were
like, sort of relationship. I wasn't at the time mature enough to know,
at least way
like,
back in
how
the
to
beginning,
be a boyfriend. We would always like get into arguments and like and be fighting and like go through like ups and downs, and like everyone would see it around us. Basically, I did something that I think it was like I did like a bunch of things that like pissed her off, and like she wanted to get revenge, I guess is the word.
What did you do to piss her off?
It was a combination of things. Like I did, like again, like it was just me like not knowing how to treat her, like me just being like mean towards her, or like saying things in an argument that like would piss her off. Even business things, because she was like a part of Team 10. When we would like not be dating, like I would go and talk to other girls, and yes, she would go talk to other guys, but I think everything just like added up, and it was like this like really bad situation. I think like if someone sat down and talked to her to like today, she would say like it was just a terrible situation. Like we were living together, we were doing business together, we were dating, we weren't dating. I was like her like manager basically. Like it was just a terrible situation, and like I think she would say the same thing till this day.
Be dating your boss.
But we would always do shit to piss each other off. And I don't even like it. I don't want to like I just never said it before like on camera, but basically she came up with a plan in her head that like she wanted to make me feel the way that, or she wanted me to feel the way that she felt, because she thought that I like hurt her so much, and she wanted me to feel that same pain. And so I think out of spite, she began a relationship with my brother behind my back, like without me knowing about it. And it was a sexual relationship. And
But Alyssa said it was one drunk night with Logan.
While we were dating, while we were on, while we were off. In the back of her head, I think, like I know actually, that she wanted me to find out. And that was like her way of like hurting me and like getting revenge for the way that I hurt her. I don't know if like, and so I'm literally like sitting in like on the couch like this one night, and my friend comes up to me and is like, hey man, like I've been kind of like putting clues together, but like someone needs to tell you. And like Nick was standing right there, and the person who was telling me, and I was just like, yeah, all right, what's going on? And he was just like, Alyssa and your brother have been having sex. And I didn't like. I don't even know what I did. Like my mind was going like a million miles per hour, and it kind of like immediately, like without asking him why he thought that or like what the clues were, how they even found that out, I was like, yeah, like that makes, like it all makes sense now. Like I could totally see that.